The Disney Corporation and the progressive liberal woke activists that run it just bit off more than they could chew. For those of you who missed it, earlier today there was a press conference where the governor of the state of Florida, Ron Desantis, pretty much put them on notice that they had crossed a line and they are out of order. If they would like to still be welcome in Florida, they better fix themselves and do it in a hurry. I know a lot of people think that Florida would have kowtowed and given in to the money interests. There's a lot of places you can visit in Florida, a lot of tourism in Florida that has nothing to do with Disney. Now, I'd like to play this 2-minute soundbite for you, and after you get done listening to the governor of the state of Florida, I want everyone to ask themselves a question. Does this sound like a man who is afraid of Disney?
Saw yesterday, we signed the Parents' Rights in Education bill. It's interesting when Disney-owned ABC would put that out on tweet. They'd say, Governor DeSantis signs bill to prohibit instruction in sexual identity and gender identity in some grades. Some grades. Why would they say some grades instead of K through 3? It's just amazing if you're trying to inform So you saw a lot of this, but then for Disney to come out and put a statement and say that the bill should have never passed and that they are going to actively work to repeal it, I think one was fundamentally dishonest, but two, I think that crossed the line. This state is governed by the interests of the people of the state of Florida. It is not based on the demands of California corporate executives. They do not run this state. They do not control this state. I also thought it was interesting. I talked to the Speaker of the House yesterday afternoon, and he said Disney never called them while they were putting this through the House. They didn't seem to have a problem with it when it was going through. If this was such an affront, why weren't they speaking up at the outset? And yet they won't. And then for them to say they're going to actively work to repeal substantive protections for parents as a company that is supposedly marketing its services to parents with young children, I think they crossed the line. And, people ask me, kind of about, their posture on the bill. I said, you know what? If we would have put in the bill that you were not allowed to have curriculum that discussed the oppression of the Uyghurs in China, Disney would have endorsed that in a second. And that's the hypocrisy of this. And, we're going to make sure we're fighting back when people are threatening our parents and threatening our kids.
Does that sound like a man who is afraid of Disney? Was there anything equivocal about what he just said? Anything that would make you misunderstand? Any hedging? Twice. They were out of line, and they're hypocrites, and they're indentured to China. If you want to visit Florida, there are many, many things you can do that are wonderful, that have nothing to do with Orlando. And even if you want to visit Orlando, there's a great many things that you can do that have nothing to do with Disney. St. Augustine, Daytona, the Space Coast, Jupiter, West Palm, Miami Beach, the Keys, Naples, Marco Island, Clearwater, St. Pete, the Hillbilly Riviera, everything from Gulf Shores to Panama City. And if you're a nature lover, there are parks and little places you can visit way out in the middle of nowhere, Ocala. And you don't have to come within 50 miles of the place. Our governor is not afraid of Disney or their CEO or the woke mob in California. They can leave as far as we're concerned. If that's how they're going to act, if that's what they're going to say, let me reiterate it. The people of the state of Florida, not the governor, the people of the state of Florida have spoken regarding this. Prior to that press conference, there was a live event that I covered with the Florida Ruling Council. We are unique in North America this way, that not only do we have a governor, lieutenant governor, Senate, House, and Supreme Court like every other state, we also have a ruling council comprised of the governor, Ron DeSantis, the Attorney General, Ashley Moody, our Chief Financial Officer, Jimmy Petronas, and the Commissioner of Agriculture, Nikki Fried. Now, full disclosure, she's a Democrat. These three are Republicans. The ruling council rules Florida. They are elected officials, as are everyone in the House and the Senate who passed that bill in free and fair elections. There are only 4 real parks that have to do with Disney. There's Hollywood, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and the Classic Park. That's it. You can avoid those easily. You know, there's even an article out there about the governor mocking Disney. No problem. We got absolutely no problem. They want to go. They want to go back to California. You see, here's the dirty little secret. Disney needs Florida more than Florida needs Disney. Because anybody who's ever been to the 2 different parks, Disneyland versus Disney World, knows how wildly different they are. You could never support a Disney World in California. They don't have the money. Everybody's broke. Nobody's visiting California for vacation. It's a homeless, dystopian tent city from San Diego all the way north up the 101 past San Francisco. It's horrible. They're broke. The reason people come to Disney is because it's in Florida. So Disney can check itself before it wrecks itself. And the governor knows what the score is. For those of you that would like to watch the entire press conference, it is on the Florida Maquis page. It's about a 40-minute press conference. That is about the 17-minute mark to about the 19-minute mark for those of you that want to go right to it. And I'm sure that you're probably going to see that soundbite played over and over and over again. Does this sound like a man who is afraid? We've defeated DC at every turn, in every way. They say it, we don't agree with it, we don't do it, we move forward. Florida is its own nation. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is how it begins. The colonies began acting and operating as their own nation long before it was on paper that they were their own place. And even at that time, Florida wasn't part of the colonies. In 1789, Florida was still an independent place. It wasn't until many, many, many years later, ironically, Florida being the first place that anyone from Europe landed, it wasn't part of the revolution. Played no role in it whatsoever. I'll leave it there. Proud to be a Floridian. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.